Hello, everyone. I believe we should be live now. How's it going? This is your boy Mitchell Mander, back after a little mini hiatus from YouTube. So, yeah, we're back. We're going to be talking about Pokemon Horizons episode 99. The reunion with Orla. So how was this episode? Well, before we get on started here, I just want to say, if you're someone that's brand new to the channel, to the stream, you're coming across this for the first time, this is kind of what we do here. Usually I give it about 5 minutes for people to show up, just do some introductions here. Then once about 5 to 10 minutes pass, we'll do our summary of the episode. I'll assign a rating based on what I thought about the episode. And then, yeah, we pretty much go from there. Hand over the chat at that point. And then talk about whatever after a certain point. Usually stick to the topic, but sometimes we veer off topic here and there. But yeah, we'll mostly be talking about episode 99 of Pokemon Horizons. Another thing to mention here is the music here in the background comes from a separate stream, the Video Game Study Lounge from Game Chops. Link in the description. It's a lo-fi remix of the video game music along with some originals here and there. Like we have a Pokemon lo-fi song going on here in the background, so you'll hear stuff from Pokemon, Zelda, Mario, Final Fantasy, many different series. So, cool. It's pretty cool stuff. You should check it out sometime. Maybe after the stream ends. Anyway, dang it. Anyways, let's see who's all here. We have Sharon who's here. I am feeling okay right now. I'm a little sore. Oh, wow. It's none other than Fizzle Wizard. Wow. Let me guess. 10 out of 10 episode because Iono wasn't in it, right? Am I right? Can we talk about episode 101? Well, if you want to, but that'll be for later. Focus right now should be episode 99. Then we can talk about the next few episodes. Beast Mode God, what's up? Good episode. Gotcha. Partly. Good episode, 8.5 out of 10. Out of 10, yep. Kelsey, what's up? You're here. I just want to say really quickly, if you guys could like the stream, it would definitely help. Doing that helps boost it in an algorithm. Get some more people up in here. Be cool if you did that. Also, vote in the poll. Right now, 8-7 is winning the poll. There's been 7 votes casted. Brolash Hub, hi. Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I am doing okay. I am sore. Putting it lightly, though. But I am hanging in there. But yeah, it looks like we got 10 people here. Hopefully we'll be back on schedule for this upcoming Saturday. I had to delay it a little bit as I wasn't feeling up to streaming yesterday. I'm excited for Mega Lucario versus Terrasilize Palmont between Roy and Nimona. Me too. It's going to be an interesting one. That's for sure. Okay, we're at the 5-minute mark. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on my, I guess, summary of this episode. So I know where we last left off in the chat, so I will resume responding to the chat when I'm done with my summary. So let's go ahead and talk about episode 99 of Pokemon Horizons. Liko, Roy, Dot, and Alt have arrived in the Galar region via boat. And Orla has been revealed to be working with Karna. You know, the one girl with the Pokeball like factory. She makes all the Pokeballs and stuff like that. Yeah, Orla's working with her now. She's been working with her for the past year, so Liko, Roy, Dot, and Alt head over there, reunite with Orla. Things are going good, and then Alt has to ruin the moment and be like, tell them why we're here. Just get to the point. And at first they're gonna go in, but Orla's like, no, just tell me why you guys are here. And they explain, yep, we reformed the Rising Tacklers. Verkurium is still existing in the world. We need to try and expose the explorers for what they're doing, because yeah, it's not good. We need to, return the Rising Tacklers' reputation, and yeah, get back at those darn explorers. But Orla's having none of it, and they request for her to build them a new ship, but she refuses and is like, yep, go ask someone else. But anyways, Captain Pikachu spots something in the forest, so Liko, Roy, and Dot head out to check it out, whereas Alt stays behind and actually gets tricked by Sinistea, which is still up to its old shenanigans by feeding some nasty tea to unsuspected victims. But anyways, jokes aside, they end up finding the bravest Hagi, and also the remaining Pokemon from the ship are hanging out here, the ones that we haven't seen. They're just chilling on the ship. So yeah, the bravest Hagi still exists. Whereas, meanwhile, Karna goes back to talk to Orla and basically be like, hey, look, you need to take a break. You're just you're working too hard. Orla ends up walking into the forest, and she starts having memories of Freed. And speaking of which, another thing too is that I like how she sees Freed and Roy, which I thought was kind of neat. But anyways, she has a lot of memories of Freed and them forming the Rising Tacklers, and it's a bit emotional. Ends up running into the kids again, and they're trying to understand, what Orla feels, and they try to talk to her, and at first she rejects them. But then she ends up seeing Captain Pikachu on the ship, and it kind of inspires her a little bit, though she needs a little bit more convincing. However, there's an explosion back at Karna's place, so they all end up heading back, and it turns out yeah, the Exceed is there. 2 Exceed workers are there. Interesting enough, these Exceed workers are kind of nervous, and they requested a job for Karna and Orla to create some strong spheres, manufacture them, unaware of what's being produced in them. Alt calls it out. And then Liko, Roy, and Dot come back along with Orla, and they realize, Exceed's there with the explorers. We got 2 new explorer grunts. Interesting design, by the way. They end up finding out who they are, so they immediately go to battle them. But Orla and Karna are like, yeah, we're not taking this order. Yeah, this is wrong. So yeah, that pretty much where the episode ends off at, with Liko, Roy, Dot, and Alt getting ready to face off against the 2 explorer grunts that have 2 Paldean Tauros, 1 water type, 1 fire type. So yeah. Anyways, this episode I thought was a pretty good episode. A good reintroduction to Orla. It was mainly kind of an emotional episode for Orla, just because she's been going through it. She's been there for a year. She obviously told Karna about all that happened, and she's still having a hard time dealing with it. But yeah, it's a good reintroduction to the character. We go a little bit in depth with her. We get to know, how she's feeling, and she's, holding on to her feelings and stuff. She doesn't want to, express how she truly feels. So, I like how Liko, Roy, and Dot are trying to bring that out of her. So I thought it was pretty nice. So, yeah, I mean, pretty standard episode. More of a calm before the storm with the next episode, whereas we're going to get that battle in the next episode between the kids and the two Toros that now are under the influence of Requiem. So, might be a little bit of a struggle for the kids, but we'll see how they pull things off and get their ship. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty decent episode. I'd probably say it's a solid 7 or 8 out of 10 for me. Maybe 7.5. We'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. So, pretty solid episode. We'll see how next week's episode goes. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Anyways, I'm going to go back to the chat here. Also, again, if you guys could like the stream, looks like we got 3 likes. Can we get more likes, maybe? Let's get to maybe 5, and maybe then get to 10. I would definitely appreciate it. Love you guys. Anyways, I will be here for the episode 100 discussion, alright? Sounds good. Miraculous Holder 365, what's up? Emotional episode. Orla is one of my favorite original Rising Bolt tacklers, besides Freed. Gotcha. It definitely was an emotional episode, yep. Honestly, another thing I should mention here really quickly is the music in this episode. I was actually kind of surprised. It didn't feel like a Pokemon episode. So kudos to the composer. That was some good stuff in this episode. Their names are Indy and Rubella. Interesting. By the way, what's up? Welcome in. Itaru. Is that how you say your name? Welcome in. How are you doing? The explorer's name, I believe, I saw was Indian Rubella. Yep. Question the whole character you think is dead thing, but actually is alive. It turned out to be cliche, don't get me wrong. Not Freed alive, but still. Yeah, right now we're still under the impression that Freed is, gone. I mean, for all we know, he could be gone, but I'm still wondering if they're hiding him somewhere. Or if he's, him and Amethio have teamed up or something. I don't know. Hope so, too. What's up, Tiana? How are you doing? Damn. Do you think Freed is dead? 50-50. Everyone seems to really think he's gone, but there's a chance he's out there somewhere, trying to get back to the explorers, but doing it slowly. It's only cliche if they find him after everything that's happened. Gotcha. I wonder if they need to add new members to explorers. I thought it was full up, but still doing the same thing with the main group. It's not a bad thing. The explorers have definitely gotten more powerful over the last year due to Spinel taking over and gaining influence and, bad-mouthing the Rising Bolt tacklers. So them having new grunts is not a surprise. It actually shows that they've grown and gotten stronger as an organization. So I have no issues there. 8.5 out of 10. Gotcha. I feel bad for Orla. How Freed is gone and she misses him. Yeah. Clearly there's something there and it definitely hurts. Childhood friend too. Do you think Indy and Rubella are siblings? No, I don't know. I doubt they'll go into that. A lot of these excuse me. A lot of these grunts basically look the same even in the game, so it's probably just going in with that theming. Ataro, yes. I like how Orla saw that Roy was a mini Freed. Yep. Also, what happened with Ludlow? We don't know. He's probably fishing somewhere, being Mighty G. I'm still not buying this whole theory that he passed away in this last year. If this were like a 10-year time skip, I'd be like, okay, there's a good chance we lost him, but a year? He could still be alive and kicking. He's probably like helping out beaches randomly. Because he is the mighty G. There is a voice message at the end of episode 100 preview and Captain Pikachu. It's shocked. I'd be so happy if it was freed. See, that's the thing is, like, if Freed were to just come back like this soon, I would really start questioning the direction of the series. Like, seriously. Like, so much stuff is happening so fast, and I'm like, okay. Well, that kind of just takes away from, you know, what happened, in my opinion. So we might want to, like, wait until, like, the end of the series. And reveal, oh, actually, he is alive, but he's been working behind the scenes or something. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I think this episode hits pretty close to home. Orla's actions remind me of how I dealt with my father's death last year. Sorry, man. It's not easy. It's never easy, but yeah. It's definitely relatable. The Explorers are better than Team Rocket. There, I said it. Oh boy. I mean, when it comes to competency, yes. I mean, they're a more interesting organization. Let's just be real. I mean, Team Rocket essentially is like the mob. Dang it. Hold on. I keep coughing. There we go. Ugh. That should be better. But when it comes to Team Rocket, mainly Jesse, James, and Meowth, they have charm that is still unsurpassed. Just saying. But that's what happens when you're with them for like 1,000+ episodes. But I like the Explorers though. So is Karna getting paid for making the Strong Spheres? My assumption would be yes. If they're paying them for a job, then there should be like a transaction or like an invoice or something to go along with it. But obviously, they're not going to go show that. Captain Pikachu looks shocked. I mean, oh. Is Grand Nojo the Imp a lost cart? I don't know what you mean. No, Ribbon Clock. They definitely are. There is a chance he and Charizard manage to survive. Hold on. Stop. YouTube, stop. Stop it. There's a chance that him and Charizard manage to survive the fall together and they're now in hiding. That is a chance. I guess we'll see if that comes true. I wonder who's suffering more. The Volt Tacklers or Crave, and the other Explorers with Amethio. Kind of say the latter because Crave lost a lot of family. Yeah, he also lost his job. And Nojo has a G. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know what you're referring to. Can we keep it to the subject, please? Mega Charizard X. I mean, it was in the episode. Do you like Alt now? Mainly indifferent. He's fun. He's a fine character. Right now, I mean the other episode a week ago or so, wherever it was, where he kind of had some introspection on the character, was pretty nice. And him realizing that the Explorers were bad news. That's good. He's still kind of annoying, though. Mega Charizard X, that's great then. Oh. I thought that maybe some of the brave Soggy Pokemon all evolved. Dude, I can't. I got a hair in my throat and it's driving me nuts. Can't speak. My goodness. What if Freed teams up with a Metheo? Maybe. What's up, Steven, by the way? Sure. So for the episode 100 preview, I think Orla should also battle against Indian Rubella. It'd be cool, but, you know, it is the kids that are the ones that are battling. I really hope that all the past Horizons characters will appear when we get the final battle between the Horizon Bolt Tacklers and the Explorers. Are you talking about, like, all the characters they've met up with? I'm not sure about that, but, like, I imagine a full-on battle between all the Horizon Bolt Tacklers and Explorers would be awesome. Just to see everyone participate. The whole character that we Gazette but is alive in Power Rangers Time Force, if anyone watched that. Not familiar. So will Indian Rubella recur more often? No idea. Guess we'll find out after these 2 episodes. Maybe there is a Pokemon Spinel head and they all fight it. He's got the hero Pokemon. I doubt Ludlow is dead. Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot. Until we get until I see them say that on screen, I don't believe it. It'd be a very random decision to do that. It could be Mewtwo, Mega X, and Y as they were in Pokemon merch. It had Japanese Pokemon anime logo. Where is this coming from? So could that Mega Charizard X maybe hint at Freed having one? I don't know. I would hold back on that for now. That feels like wishful thinking, unfortunately. And just a Mega Charizard X that showed up in today's episode, and that was in the Nido thing segment. It could belong to Spinel as he's a scientist, and Mewtwo is created by scientists. I don't know. Sorry. We've already got quite a few legendary Pokemon already. You add Mewtwo into the mix, and it's like, how are the kids gonna do anything? So could that Mega Charizard X maybe hint at... Oh yeah, I already read that. Sorry. Or final message. Freed before sitting on himself, and kids go to Rakuro together one final time. I think it might be like a message that he said, like, maybe before things went on. Maybe it could hint to something he was like thinking about or was on to. It was alive and well. Sharon just be missing his friend. We can't doubt our great mighty G. Who's gonna save the ocean without mighty G? The ocean would be lost, guys. I don't want Roy to beat Nimona in episode 101 because I feel he is still not strong enough to beat her. I'm 50-50 on it. But what if he does win and it feels earned? Bro has been training for a year and he's gotten a lot stronger, so we'll see. What a spin will corrupt ult to a bad guy. I'm inclined to think that that's not going to happen anymore. There was a chance for ult to look at the strong spheres and maybe think, hey, this might make my Pokemon stronger and get the advantage over Roy. But he threw that opportunity away. You know, as soon as he looked at it, he was like, yeah, no. So I can't see alt going bad at the moment. I'm literally overthinking. Oh, that seems a little harsh. Like it could, I don't know, he would succeed. Yeah. Like also, Lucario has the type of disadvantage being weak to fighting, and Palma will the fighting type move most likely. Again, this is the Pokemon anime. Type advantages sometimes and disadvantages sometimes don't matter. It would be controversial if Lucario beat Palma. Not really. I've seen way more controversial stuff in the anime. I don't think that would be as controversial as some of the most controversial moments in the anime. Might rub some people the wrong way, but yeah. Since episode 100 had the sparkles, I'm expecting maybe some big reveal. Either that... Okay, the sparkles mean two things. Either A, it's a big episode and they want you to check it out. Or B, they're going to reveal information like a new trailer for like an upcoming arc or something like that. Or C, both. So, yeah, we're going to probably... it's also episode 100, too. That could also be another reason why it's sparkled. It's the 100th episode. I haven't had a chance to do this, but they did have some artwork that they made to commemorate the 100th episode. I just haven't had a chance to post it because of what I went through this last week. I'll post it maybe the next day or so. Sorry, I don't know how to upload the picture here. Oh. You can't upload pictures on the YouTube chat. That was back in episode 84 with Amethio. Episode Freed was thinking about something about the kids. Maybe you're on to something. What do you think made Pikachu have that shocked face? What shock face? Can you specify a little bit? When do you think will be our next special preview? Will you think we'll get? We could get it as early as next Friday. Or this Friday, I should say. Now it's Sunday. I'm guessing that in maybe July we will get a trailer for part 2 of the arc. I mean, we could get it as early as like episode 100 again. But yeah, because at this point, these arcs have been going on for about 5-6 months. Rayquaza Rising went from October to March, so this arc could be April to September. So for all intents and purposes, we're about halfway through this arc. Ain't that crazy? I thought we could. Nope. Can't do it, but you can do emojis. You think when they change the cast again, will they bring Pokemon contests back, or is that a thing of the past? Kind of impossible to say, Kelsey. Horizons has been such an original series. I don't know how they can follow this series up. I feel like the next series has to kind of do its own thing too, which could, it could be similar to Horizons where it's very plot focused, or it could go back to basics. Could also depend on what we're doing in Gen 10 too. It only makes sense if the special preview came out in episode 101 because we will have a 2-week break. Is that confirmed to have a 2-week break? That we're gonna have a 2-week break then? Because I don't think that's been confirmed. I mean, a break isn't, like, out of the question. It's just... 2-week breaks have been usually between these arcs. In the opening, we have a Naranja Academy student with a Capsicid, and he has the same color, same hair color as Spinel. Really now? Hurlster, yo, what's up? How are you doing? I think it would have been neat if Roy had a 3v3 battle against Nimona. I think I mentioned that in my video. Yeah, that'd be good. Since he's got the Pokemon for it. Nimona would use Palmont, Lycanroc, and maybe Orthworm. Maybe. We typically have a 2-week break. Not always, but... We've had breaks. I don't think we had a 2-week break last year, but I might be misremembering. It might even be just a 1-week break. I love this episode. Definitely a 9 out of 10 for me. Nice. Gotcha. Also, I feel like this arc is lacking in the Mega Pokemon. Well, we've only had 2, really, in the main story. I mean, we're not in Kalos, Sharon. We've been to Kanto, we've been to Johto, we've been to Paldea. We're in Galar currently. We're going back to Paldea. The only way we're going to see more Mega Pokemon is if A, a random trainer pulls out one, or B, we're in Kalos. I feel like it's called Mega Voltage mainly because of Alt saying Mega all the time. I didn't like the showcase in X and Y much. It felt like a downgrade. It could have been done 5 keys instead of 3. It's not really my thing personally. But people liked it. People are theorizing he could be related to Spinel or work for him. I don't know, but we'll consider it. I'm good. Hope you're recovering and relaxing. Okay, I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty much at the point where I'm good. It's a 3 to 5 day recovery, so I'm on day 4. And I feel pretty good. I feel sore still, but not as bad as I did 2-3 days ago. But I'm good now. Mostly. Just watching what I eat. Have you pre-ordered ZA? Nope. What do you expect for the Pokemon Presents in July? ZA news. And then they'll do their mobile stuff. Like always. Do you still agree with Liko Mega? I would like a Mega for her. It's just... I'm starting to kind of wonder if that we're going to go in that direction at all. Anime news and more news on ZA. I would probably lower your expectations when it comes to anime news, though. You might get like news regarding like maybe an update for the Netflix series. Or for Horizon, or the dub on Netflix or something. Might be like a small trailer for that, but I wouldn't expect like full on anime news. That we didn't get it in the Presents earlier this year. We got it separate from it. This is gonna sound really bad, but I'm glad out of all the cast, Orla is the one who's suffering the most. I know it sounds bad, but I hope you know where I'm coming from. Well, it makes sense because she frees her childhood friend, and him getting, losing him in such a, catastrophic way, definitely, is weighing on her, You're never really the same person when you, experience something like that. So, it makes sense for her to, be devastated and, upset and, hold her feelings in. That's totally fair. The whole incident at the end of part 1 of Horizons was a demotivating thing for everyone involved, so. And that being her childhood friend, potentially dying, watching him die, or fall to his death. That's a pretty big thing, so. Makes sense to me. How did you get that pain? Though? I don't really want to discuss that in this stream, Sharon. It's not something I want to talk about here, publicly. Would you stream Mario Kart World Tour? Not Mario Kart Tour. World, I probably will be doing that tomorrow. I haven't even really played it. So, kind of had unexpected health issues crop up, so. I'd be having questions if Orla, after losing her childhood friend, didn't have any major struggles with the loss of him, is all I'm trying to say. Gotcha. Yeah, right. If, she was like, yeah, I'm doing my own thing now. You kids, go on and do your thing. I can't build you an airship. I'm just busy banking these Pokeballs. And she has no problems. That makes sense. It makes sense for her to be the way she is. So with episode 101, do you believe they will get the Bravasagi up and running again, and maybe trying to get the Rising Mode Tacklers back together? Okay. We don't really know based on the preview for episode 100. There are two things that could happen here. Either A, they do get the Bravasagi up and running again, because Orla's been doing regular maintenance on it. Revealed in this episode. They either, they actually end up all, getting on the ship and, taking off the Paldea. Or B, Orla needs some time to get the ship together, and it needs to tune it a little bit and work on it a little bit before they can, start flying around again. And so in the meantime, Nico and Roy and Dot and Alt do their thing. And eventually they all reconvene and they're on the Bravasagi. Those are the two routes we got right now. Also, those new Explorer trainers, I'm curious about them. Yeah, interesting design. Don't really know anything about them yet, so we'll see how things go in the next episode. You will have to do the free roam stuff, like getting the peach coins and the panels and the P-switches. We will do that in time, Sharon. In time. Now that they have used the strong spheres, I can see a couple of paths. They remain with the Explorers, which is the most likely option. I see them remaining in the Explorers. The two gentlemen that were with them that are the Exceed employees, don't be surprised if they're like, yeah, this is wrong, we quit. I can literally see them doing that, so. Because they're going to look at this and be like, yeah, this is wrong. What kind of business are we getting ourselves into? But yeah. Oh, Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Sorry about that. Just had to take my medicine really quickly. I think Agate will also use a strong spear. I'd say so. It has not really done much lately. Yeah, no. But has Spinel really done anything lately? No. But then again, he's kind of, working behind the scenes. He'll become important later on. So, we have time to wait for him. Agate, on the other hand, yeah. Not really much. Songo and Onyx have only been in that one episode so far, this arc. Gonna just stop again and say, hey guys, if you haven't already hit that like button, I would definitely do so. We are 3 likes away from 10. Can we get to 10 likes, guys? And also vote in the poll. We have 10 votes. 10, 9, 8, 7 is currently tied. Or some more possible fun options they see the effects of the strong spears have on their Pokemon, and maybe they quit the explorers or at least plant seeds that something is up. Maybe? Guess we'll find out. Do you think these new explorers, Agate, Coral, and Sidon, will quit the explorers after maybe what happens with Spinel? I have no clue, Sharon. I feel like we are still too early to figure that out. You'd think that Songo and Onyx would have, split, as they were questioning what Spinel was doing back at the end of the Rakua arc. But here they are still with them and using strong spears on their Pokemon. There's a chance that maybe they start to realize what they're doing is bad. But for now, no. Songo's enjoying, her current popularity. And Onyx is just there for the ride. But yeah. Again, that's probably me being naive there, but I think it could be a fun option to possibly go down. Gotcha. I'm kind of in the opinion that we might. There's a chance for these specific. Okay, for the Exceed employees, I can see them being like, yeah, this is wrong. We quit. For the 2 Explorer grunts that we have here, this could be like a one and done thing where we see them, they get frustrated and at their defeat, and then they never show up again. But yeah, just depends on if they decide to show up again. I do like the fact that they have very specific designs. But it's more so based on how grunts are like in the games. Songo enjoys the popularity even though she's using a strong spear to hurt her Pokemon. Yeah, she doesn't. She's not. She's too focused on her current popularity to even notice that her Glalie suffering. Plus, she can use Demon Pudding more like maybe use a strong spear on that. Oh, it would make that really scary. We haven't seen Screamtail yet, have we? Disarced. Also, we got answers to a question. We know where all the ship Pokemon are now. Yep. Some of them are scattered. Some of them were with some of the Pokemon. Some of them have, you know, stayed behind on the ship. Their designs match their Pokemon. Yep, that's the point. The Pokemon anime tends to do that from time to time. Also, Karna was goated in this episode. Was quite happy with Ult's role in the episode too. Yeah, like he doesn't know Orla, so you know having Liko, Roy, and Dot be the ones to talk to her, talk it out with her makes sense. And Ult stayed behind, and he was the one that was actually defending the place because that's when he realized, hey, they're making strong spears here, and look at what they want. Seems like Liko and the others arrived just in time. Where are the sushi Pokemon, though? I don't know. Maybe on the ship? Or maybe Murdoch has them, we just didn't see them? Ulta's still nervous around girls. Yep, that's a gag that I expect to continue to be a thing for a while. One day he will overcome his fears and talk to the women in his lives. But for now, he's got to be a nervous boy. Sorry. They were shown in the flashback, right? I thought I saw them in that. Maybe? I feel like, though, it will continue to be a gag for at least the rest of the arc. I'd be surprised if it goes on until, like, the finale. Maybe then he overcomes his fears. We still need that Roy and Lucario flashback episode maybe in July. Maybe. I don't know. As long as we get it, right? I've just said that as a hypothetical. I would love to have that episode, don't get me wrong. Mirror the Captain Pikachu origin story episode. But it's to be seen if we're going to get it or not. Maybe in episode 101 we will get a flashback with Roy and Lucario. Maybe Ramona is talking about, it's like, oh, you got a new Pokemon. And maybe we get like a small flashback of Roy befriending it in the Kalos region, maybe? That's surgery. I mean, with that, all the wild Pokemon are accounted for. We know where most people are. The only one unaccounted for is Ludlow. Yep. I'm curious what he's up to. My current assumption is he's somewhere on a beach being Mighty G, saving the day, saving the beachgoers' lives from various shenanigans that go on at the beach. You know how it goes sometimes. I really want Dot and Liko to have Mega Pokemon. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to happen anymore, though. Guess I gotta have a little bit more patience to see where the rest of this arc goes. But it's kind of getting difficult to kind of predict what's going to happen next, because we were in Paldea, now we're in Galar for 2 episodes, then we're back in Paldea. But are we going to stay in Paldea? Or are we going to go to Blueberry Academy? Or are we going to go to Hoenn? Where are we going next? I don't know. Which I guess is a good thing, because then it adds a lot of mystery element as to what we're going to be doing in the series next. I didn't think we were going back to Galar, but our return to Galar is I wouldn't say it's underwhelming, but they show up in Galar and then they're at Karna's place, and we're not going to see anything else, are we? Ludo should have had Drampa, he literally looks like one. I mean, he could have, yeah, but I think they were just trying to mimic the design of Drampa for him. But I get you. I get you, Sharon. I get you. I don't know about Liko and Dot, but Roy is definitely getting one more capture this series. Wonder what it would be then. Unless they pull a swerve and actually give it to Alt. Alt does need another Pokemon. He's only got really Sableye and apparently another Pokemon that we don't know of that doesn't approve of him. We need to see more. Well, we are getting to the 100th episode, so we're going to be in the triple digits of episodes, starting with Friday's episode, so kind of getting down to the wire now, considering, I don't know how much longer this series is going to go for. In 2 weeks, we should have new episode titles and summaries for July. Once we get to the point where we usually have one episode that we know of, then that's usually when we start to get something. And typically, when it's during, the end of the month, we don't usually get a lot. It's usually the beginning of the month that we get our bulk of our titles. Usually how it goes. Sometimes the opposite happens, but yeah. Crazy, we're already halfway through June. This month is kind of flying by, but I've had a very eventful month, that's to say the least. Actually, I take that back. I take back the part of the statement where I said, definitely, I can see a strong possibility of Rayquaza remaining a wild Pokemon. Oh, really? Roy's not going to earn its trust. Will the series be around 140 episodes, or maybe something like 170? I don't know, Sharon, but rumor has it that a certain somebody that's in the know is saying that the next arc is the finale of Horizons, but I don't know about that one yet. Guess we'll find out soon enough, right? I'm genuinely happy that Karna got the to appear again and not be a one-time character. Yeah, I guess we gotta take away the Character of the Day card from her. I'm guessing the week of episode 101 we will get the title and summary for episode 102 revealed. Yeah, probably, Sharon. Sometimes they can be random. This last week we got episode 101. Karna remind me of Nikolai, who appeared once and then after a while appeared again. Oh. Not even that about gaining the trust, but whenever we seen a Pokemon human main cast character achieve their dream, I can think of one, and that's it. Yeah. Though this series is a little bit on the different side, so don't be surprised if someone accomplishes their dream by the end of it. So if Arc 6 ends around maybe April or May, then Gen 10 does not come out till November, and next year it leaves like 6 months of nothing. I wouldn't be, maybe not, but I wouldn't be surprised if the anime went on hiatus for a little bit, and then whatever we got with Gen 10 is what we got. I got to go. Alright, Steven. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. It was a pleasure. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. From AJ, he was a fun person cosplaying Pokemon. Good lord, I have not watched AG in like a long time, bro. It's been a while. But yeah, we're coming up on the 1 hour mark, y'all. And we're sitting at 9 likes now. We got 12 people here. I think we need some more likes up in here. We need one more to 10. Can we get to 10, please? I love you guys. And also vote in the poll. 10-9 is winning. I feel like though people would not be a big fan of waiting like 6 months for new Pokemon anime content. Well, I think people need to learn to be patient, Sharon. Other series have taken breaks too. One Piece took a 6-month hiatus, so I don't think it's out of the question for Pokemon to do the same. The anime has kind of been suffering for a little while. Because there's like the only breaks we get are between these arcs. Though then again, if the Pokemon anime does go on hiatus, I don't have any more content. Then my channel just dies. So it might not be a good thing for me. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen Crichton and Miraidon in the anime. Yeah, I don't know if they're actually even going to be a thing. We've been focusing on other legendaries. It kind of is like... like at this point, I'm like, what? How can we bring them to the series, or bring them into the series? Because I have a hard time seeing that unless there's got to be a reason to bring them in. You know what I mean? Which I have a hard time seeing at the moment. I believe episode 102 could be about the Capsicid trainer, as we are at Naranja Academy, and he is a student there. And maybe he has a strong sphere? Have you seen the anime movie? Is that Akira? Do you mean Akira? If it's Akira, yes. If it's Akira, no. What do you think could be an alt Dusk Ball? Kind of impossible to say, bro. How many Pokemon do we have? It could be any one of them, but it also could be a Kalosmon. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a starter or something like that. That'd be kind of neat, right? You always got gaming. Fair point, beast mode. It technically is like, it's essentially become like my other main thing on the channel, so I guess if I don't have the Pokemon anime, I can just stream video games and focus on that. You ain't wrong, bro. Imagine if Spinel had one of them. I doubt it. The only appearance anime-wise they've had is a short little segment in the series that shall not be named. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I have no idea, because, again, there's got to be a reason to bring them in the series. I don't want them to just appear, be like, oh, we have to go and seek them out, or something like that. Or like, oh, hey, Arvin just shows up with one of them. I'd be like, what? If Arvin shows up, I'm expecting him to have his Mabostiff. I think it could be a Chandelure, or not really sure. Maybe Zeraora, as it was set to appear, but yeah. I don't know. Could be anything. It's hard to say. You find those low-res shots of characters in Pokemon funny? Oh, you mean the ones where they're like in the background and they have funny faces? Those ones are kind of random and funny. Some of the Pokemon ones are funny too. Since Nabiko thought the random attack those people were bad guys in Meguro, Gyro, or whatever the heck you probably pronounce his name, he was a strong spirit, so Capsicum Trainer could do both. Maybe. Maybe they got some nasty rumors spread about them over the academy. I kind of hope Alt has Ogerpon. That could work. But, like, at the same time, how do you bring that into the series? Are we going back to Kitakami for that? Like, are we gonna go to Kitakami again? Maybe there's a Requiem breakout there. And we gotta go save the day. And will Kieran actually show up? There is a funny one with Eevee. Oh. I'm gonna say Carmen and Kieran. Yeah, maybe if I eventually ever one day do my Rayquaza Rising arc review. I do have something to say there, but that's if I ever do it. At this rate. I've been wanting to do it forever, but I've been sidetracked by so many different things in my life. And I can't take a vacation anymore, so... This year. I have no clue, I just know people have been owning legendaries out in the wazoo in this series compared to normal. Yeah, you know, you bring up a good point. These are legendaries, not to mention legendaries that happen to be shiny as well. You don't see that every day. Do you think more trainers just randomly having legendaries just makes them less special? Not necessarily less special, but it is kind of a coincidence that like Lucius and Gibeon just happen to have 2 legendaries, and they're shiny no less. Not to mention you have Lucius also had the Galarian Moltres and frickin' Gouging Fire. Like what? What a stack. This guy's got a stacked team. Like in the series that shall not be named, a bunch of trainers had legendaries like Go, Gary, Horus, Ankia, Quillen, yeah. True. Technically, Ashy Boy has legendaries as well. Lucius technically had 2, 3 if you count Gouging Fire, which technically you can say is legendary. It's just an altered version. It's a past version of Entei. Entei from the past. What legendary did Horus have? Okay, I'm trying to remember. Everight's on. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Isn't that funny? It's kind of crazy. That stuff was like 3 years ago, bro. Doesn't feel like it was that long ago. Imagine if he also had a Celebi. Well, that's what he was aiming for. But we have no idea if he accomplished his goal. That is for you to interpret and decide. Okay, guys, it has been over an hour now. We're at the one, we're in between our, usually, our end time is usually around an hour and a half in. So what else you guys got for me tonight? That's his dream. He's never catching that. He had a feminine team. Also, I'll show once again, can we get some likes up in here? If you've already liked the stream, you've done your part, but if you haven't, I would definitely appreciate it if you like the stream. One more like to 10. Can we do it? Just one person. Just need one person to like the stream that hasn't already. And also vote in the poll. 10-9 is winning. We have 12 votes. Imagine if Go caught all 3 legendary beasts: Shaman, Manphy, Heatran, Lugia. No. I don't know about that. He's got a pretty stacked list of Pokemon if he has all these legendaries. Oh yeah, that scene where Orla saw Freed and Roy hit me hard. Yeah. And I was not expecting that. I mean, Roy's definitely taken up the mantle that, Freed had. And she sees him, or Freed in him, so that was cool. Okay. Do you think by now Go would have caught more legendaries and never pseudo Pokemon by now? I have no clue, Sharon. Can't really say. I understand why people were mad at Go catching Suicune, but I don't know. I've come around to it a little bit. Yeah, I mean, coming from someone who's played the games and knows how hard it is to catch these freaking legendaries, and he caught it in a freaking Pokeball, bruh. I've gone through like 50 plus Ultra Balls to catch these freaking Pokemon. Who is that Cinderace trainer in the opening? I don't know. I don't know, Sharon. They haven't shown up. Go was using cheat codes, yeah. Anyways, enough about journeys. Do you guys have anything else for me regarding this episode or the next few episodes of Horizons? Got anything else? I'm kind of out of stuff to talk about now. The floor is yours. So, what other Pokemon would Indy and Rubella have? Probably none. It's probably their only Pokemon. Palmy would have fit Liko. Maybe. Nothing's coming to mind right now. You're good. You're good. We are getting close to the end of the stream, so... I'm just chilling. Just resting here as I try to heal my body. I'm excited for Roy versus Nimona. Me too. It should be a good one. But like it's gonna be in the latter half of the episode, so first part is gonna be reintroducing us to the Naraja Academy. Talking to Jock about Requiem and stuff. Then we're gonna have that Roy versus Nimona rematch. What was that Korokoro magazine scan with Paldean and Tauros and Roy with his Lucario? Just talking about the episode. Also glad Lucario isn't hogging the spotlight. I am glad too. Like, there are times where I don't really notice it at times. I mean, Crocodile is the Pokemon that's out in, episode 99, not Lucario. I just want that backstory episode. It needs it badly. Most for sure Lucario will have his fourth move revealed in episode 101. Maybe. Good lord, this is a really good... off topic, but this is a really good lo-fi remix of Yuna's theme from Final Fantasy X. Can't wait to be excited for the fourth move, just for it to be Aura Sphere. Oh, yeah, I know. Please don't make it Aura Sphere. Make it something more unique, like Dragon Pulse or Ice Punch. Oh boy. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Even Bone Rush, it's not as original, but it's something, right? Sorry, I had to do it. Bone Rush would be super effective against Palma, so maybe that. Maybe Meteor Mash? Maybe. Lucario, use your aura to self-destruct! Oh my gosh! Okay, that that hurt my gut. You're good, Hurlster, but that was funny. Don't worry, I just took my medicine a little bit ago, so I'm good. Plus Palma resist steel too, so really only fighting would really do damage. You're good, Harlester. Nah. If this was like 3 days ago and I just did that, I would have been like, ah! I would have been like in agony, but like not so bad anymore. Coughing though is coughing is not fun right now. Every time I cough, I feel like my gut splits open. It's not a pleasant feeling, I'll tell you that. But the fact that I laughed there and felt only a little bit of pain shows that I have healed quite a bit. I think the next day, or I think they told me like once I hit a week, I'm pretty much like good. But yeah, 3 to 5 days of recover from this, and I'm on day 4, so I'm in that range, so pretty much in that sweet spot. Tomorrow's day 5, so I should be good by then. I have to go back to work too, so most for sure think like Demon Pudding would be Misty Explosion. Yep. Can imagine. Yep. There are moves that we have yet to see in the anime. Yeah. Will we ever see them? Who knows? Alluring Voice, Supercell, Slam, Coaching. If we see Demon Pudding use Misty Explosion, then we know Songo accepts its existence on our team. Yep. Is it? I think this is the first time I've heard this. Is this a Smash Ultimate Lo-Fi remix? I think it is. Yeah, it is Ultimate. Sorry. Syrup Bomb, Dragon Cheer. Off topic, but Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is going to be 7 years old at the end of this year, bro. Bro. Come on now. Time, stop moving so fast, man. We haven't used Hydra Drapple at all in the anime. Yeah, maybe we'll see it. Maybe when we go to Blueberry Academy or something. Who knows? We could very well see it there. For our time, can we have a timeout? Exactly. That's why when I heard this, I'm like, oh my gosh. We're probably going to get Smash Ultimate 2 here in a year or something like that. Maybe we'll finally get Waluigi in Smash. We still need to see Hydrap on the Mischief line in the anime. Well, you know, we could see that soon. We're back in good old Paldea, so maybe? I think we'll see oh boy. Oh, those Pokemon? I don't... At the moment, I'd say no, Sharon. Again, there's gotta be a reason to bring them in the series, and we're not really concerned. Our only concern is going to Paldea to, like, tell them about the explorers and stuff. I'm really hoping that we're in Paldea for, like, maybe a little bit, and we don't just jet off somewhere. So maybe we can, you know, see some characters that we haven't really, you know, spent a lot of time with. Like, Arvin, you know? Our boy Arvin. Where is he? Pokemon Horizons. I demand answers. And then, you know, Kofu, you know. And then the, Tulip, the other gym leader that didn't really get a spotlight in the Terrestrial debut arc, besides showing up in that one episode. Yeah, we could probably have an episode with them. Maybe they deal with some Pokemon that are under their influence of Requiem. There, boom. There's their representation in the series. Time refuses to hit the pause button. Diabolical, downright devious, even. But man, it's time being a gamer right now. Yeah. Maybe in Paldea, Liko can have that Grusha rematch. That would be nice. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. I'm at least glad she got the Katie rematch. That was good. Also give us proper episode with Kofu and Tulip. Yep, pretty much what I said. Maybe we can do that, then go on to the next place. I know Exceed is in Paldea, so we are going to inevitably be coming back to Paldea for stuff, but yeah. I don't know if that's a good idea. I mean, I'm at a point where it's like, man, I just want Arvin. I just want Arvin in the series, man. Don't just have him show up and smile. Like, it's just like that meme where he's like, hey, do something. That's me, poking at Arvin. Do something. If Grusha loses, he might activate the rumbling. I have a feeling that that might actually upset some people. I can see that upsetting a lot of people. And that's where I'm just going to go and hide that day. Like some cooking episode with Kofu and maybe some Heterum development with episode Tulip. Oh, man. That did not feel great. Oof, I need a moment. Hey, look, we got some Sonic Lo-Fi remix, though. That's cool. Makes me feel slightly better. Angel Island, I think? Angel Island Zone? Yes, I was right. Also give us that rematch against Iono. Yes. I don't mind if she doesn't battle Larry again, but Iono, yes, please and thanks. That's a good joke there with the double meaning in regards of the fandom. That being an Attack on Titan reference. Gotcha, gotcha. Like have Tinkatuk battle Belly Bolt, yeah. Or have a 2v2 match. Quaxwell's not doing very well against Iono, though. So Tinkatuk being used would be a better option. Dun, dun. Okay, guys, we're getting close to the 1.5 hour mark. Probably gonna be wrapping up here soon. So, anything else you guys got before we head on out of here? We can just relax for the rest of my Sunday. When do you think Tinkatuk will evolve? Since we know it's supposed to evolve soon, it's supposed to be soon. I was gonna say maybe in that one episode a couple weeks ago, but I don't know. Excuse me. I can't. But every time I cough, I feel like I'm dying. Maybe at the end of this arc, maybe would be my next guess. But if we get an episode that's like where Tinkatuk is like the central Pokemon, that'll probably be the episode that evolves and. Guys, got anything else for me? Can we get one more like, please? And thanks. We're at 9 likes, bro. We need one more to 10. Well, I might have to dip soon. It's 2:30 in the morning here in the UK, which technically makes it Monday here. No, you're good, Harlster. We'll probably be back on schedule for the next episode, but yeah. You're good. We're going to be wrapping things up here anyway, so you're good. I'll let you get on the bed. Hope you enjoy your sleep, and thanks for chilling with us. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. What video game characters would you want to be friends with? That's kind of a very specific question, Sharon. I have no clue. I don't know. Kind of like Crash Bandicoot. Seems like a pretty chill guy. Just a little zany. I don't know if I'd be friends with Kirby. He'd probably try to eat me and then copy my abilities, whatever they'd be. Anyways, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up since we hit the 1.5 hour mark. So I don't want to go on too much longer. Yeah. So, oh, it looks like we didn't hit 10 likes, so I guess I'm gonna go cry after this stream. Think Kingdom Hearts should add an anime, maybe. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and end the poll. We got 13 votes. We'll do. See you next time. Hope everyone has a nice evening. You too, Harlstro. Again, thank you for joining us. Well, hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Alright, we'll end the poll. 10-9-1? What? Nobody voted 6-5 or lower than 5, so that means people like this episode. Alright, we'll give it an 8 out of 10, I suppose. That's my that would be my final rating for this one. Alrighty, so yeah, I like this one. Hopefully the next one ends up being a good one, being the 100th episode of this series. My goodness. Crazy. Where'd the time go? Anyways, guys, we're gonna wrap things up here. So this week we're gonna be kind of resuming activity, and I'm not sick anymore too, so just healing from my surgery. But tomorrow I think we're gonna do Mario Kart World, since the first time I tried it kind of got sidetracked. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. Tuesday the new Genshin update comes out, so we'll be streaming the Archon quest. Should be good, hopefully. I think Wednesday I'm going to do Genshin again because Skirk is releasing, so we'll be doing her story quest. And then obviously we'll be doing the Horizon stream on Saturday. And then I think next week, obviously not this week, but next week we'll start our Let's Play of Wind Waker. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for today's stream. So if you're still here, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you have a great day or night wherever you're at, and I will see you all later. Bye.